All right, you guys, so what is going on currently right now with housing market here in the Las Vegas Valley and nationally? Now, I understand that this information isn't sexy, right? I get it, but it's important to know what's going on so that you guys can end up making the moves necessary, to take care of your family or, to invest, whatever it is you guys plan on doing. But I'm going to go over what property values are selling for right now, what's going on with inventory, demand, the like for Las Vegas and nationally. So let's get into this. So what's going on with the median sales price of properties here in the city of Las Vegas? Check this out. So this right here is a chart showing you median sales price for Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson. This top line right here, Henderson, Las Vegas, North Las Vegas. We are pretty much flat. You guys can see that. So where are property value, is the median sales price of a property? If a property is listed for sale, how much does it sell for? Right here, $485,000 for Las Vegas. North Las Vegas, basically $420,000, and Henderson at basically $544,000. Again, you guys can see that right here, but we have not really changed much over the last year. So we're getting flat values, no real big increase. So what does this mean as far as, you buyers out there? Well, you know that, hey, I can expect that property values aren't going to end up blowing up or dropping, really, in the near future. So, well, what's going on with demand? Or at least supply of homes, because this is the one thing that has changed dramatically. So let's go and let's check out the chart. This here, you guys, is homes for sale. The number of properties listed for sale. You can see Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, Henderson. This top line here is Las Vegas because it's got the most amount of properties. But you can see this is where we were a year ago at 3,000 properties listed for sale. Look where we are now, 4,500. That is a 50% increase from where we were this time last year. That is massive. To have a supply of anything jump up 50% in a year, especially for the real estate market, is huge. Why is that big? Well, this is what it means for you sellers. You're going to have to be a heck of a lot more competitive when trying to find yourself a buyer. Why? Because there's a lot more options for them to potentially find what they're looking for and then end up, moving into escrow. So you've got to really be competitive with pricing, with negotiations, the like. What does this mean for you buyers out there? This means that there's a higher likelihood that you're going to find exactly what you're looking for, and you have the ability to be a lot more aggressive with your offers. Requests for repairs, credits, for closing costs, the like. This is a benefit in a sense for you buyers, something in which you sellers out there are going to have to figure out with your real estate agent as to how you're going to end up beating out the competition, because the competition has increased by 50%. So that's what's going on with that. Now, what's going on with demand? So demand, we can kind of tell from what's called days on market. How long a property, once it's listed for sale, how long does it take before you find a buyer and enter an escrow? This right here is now telling us that Las Vegas is about a little over 20 days. North Las Vegas 19 and Henderson 22 days. I do not think that this is really, accurate to say that this is how long you can expect that if you put your property onto the market, it'll take. Maybe if you were very aggressive or competitive with your pricing, meaning what you list your property for. I really believe that we're really in above 30 days. But nevertheless, it's increased from where we were this time last year. So the amount of time a property is listed for sale before it finds a buyer is up a heck of a lot more than where we were this time last year. So keep that in mind for those of you who are looking to go ahead and put your property onto the market. It's going to sit a heck of a lot longer unless you end up incentivizing buyers to come, one, view your property, and then second, want to go ahead and put in an offer to purchase your property. But that's what's going on here in Vegas. Where are we at nationally? Where does Vegas compare to all the other homes around the country? Well, let's check this out. This is where we're at, as you can see from Redfin, housing market for the United States. Here we are with single family homes as far as the median sales price, $462,000. We saw Vegas at $485,000. So we're doing better than the national average, I would say. But look at what's going on here. Number of homes sold. This is a decrease from where we were this time last year. Not a good data set. I mean, it would be better, obviously, if we had this in the positive. This is where we're at roughly with interest rates. Again, like I mentioned before, they're still in that 6% range. And I'd expect that unless we end up getting some massive economic downturn, unemployment skyrockets, or some other major catalyst to the negative, we're not going to see interest rates really fall. At least not anything to, get it really excited about. So expect that you're still going to be in that low sixes range when it comes to finding yourself or financing a mortgage to purchase a property. But where are we in regards to the housing supply? So here we are. This again, U.S. housing supply. Look at where we're at. Over 16% increase from where we were this time last year. A lot more properties are hitting the market. It's just not Las Vegas. It's the United States in general. Look at that. Number of new listings, that's up as well. Look at this. Almost 40 days on the market before you find a buyer, and that's up 6% from where we were this time last year. I am telling you guys, inventory has jumped way up, and this is causing properties to sit on the market longer, and therefore you sellers are going to have to get more aggressive. And I don't want to beat that horse to death. I'm just telling you guys that, look, if you guys are in Las Vegas and you guys want to put your property onto the market, get it sold, and you want an agent that knows the market, that knows how to get the most amount of money possible through negotiations, meaning the most amount of money in your pocket, please end up giving me a call. I've been doing, as a licensed real estate agent, buying and selling property for clients for well over a decade. I, believe me, am going to save you thousands of dollars more than if you went with another real estate agent. Because, look, real estate agents right now watching this are going to get freaking pissed. They want to try to sell you on a 3% commission. Do not pay that. If you contact me, you'll pay a hell of a lot less than that. And I will show you that in the numbers. But the only way I can do that is if you guys give me a call. Otherwise, for those of you who are looking to go ahead and purchase a property, I can help you out with closing costs, make it cheaper to get into a property. But this is the time in which you guys want to be aggressive with your offers and negotiations, because properties are sitting on the market a heck of a lot longer. So if that's something that either you sellers out there or buyers out there are interested in, please end up giving me a call. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for educating yourself on what's going on in the market, and I'll see you guys in the next video.